Hey guys, Lawrence Burchett with Reality's Edge. As I talked about earlier this week, today we're going to talk about Helltown, Ohio, formerly known as Boston, Ohio, and prior to that it was Boston Mills. Now, Boston, the reason it was Boston Mills is it was founded around a sawmill in the Cuyahoga Valley in Ohio. And in 1974, President Gerald Ford, he went ahead and signed the eminent domain to have everybody forced to sell out and move out of Boston, Ohio. Now, the reasons are, it's kind of unknown exactly. There's a lot of theories, and some of the theories are more mundane. Like, one of them was that the dump that they used there for their garbage and stuff, that there was chemicals, and that is actually, there is truth to that, because there were people that were working in the area at the time and they had dumped chemicals in there, likely from the sawmill, and people did get sick when they were working around there. Strange burns on their skin, chemical burns and the such of that. Some of the other theories that surround it, like we spoke about earlier this week, were theories of the chemicals had actually mutated people and created these strange mutants. There's no real proof of that or anything. It's just claims. But it was turned into a national park. Well, it was a state park first, and then the National Park Service has taken over since then. Now, interestingly enough, from 1974, they never really tore down any of the houses or anything until just here about 6 years ago in 2016. That's when they finally went in and demolished almost everything that was there, including the church. There's a church in the area, too, that everybody thought was a satanic church because of having crosses on it that were upside-down crosses. And the fact of the matter is, that's just a style that was used back in the time. It's not really an upside down cross. It had to do with I believe it was like the Lutheran church. Certain Lutheran churches have crosses that appear to be upside down, and it's just part of the architecture. There's also been tales of things such as like occult activity. People have claimed to have seen strange hooded figures doing rituals in the middle of the night out there. There's also claims of like a lot of ghost activity. Now, if we go back about 300 years, that was an area where Native Americans at the time had set up an area, a village that they lived in, and so there was actually two of them, two groups, and they went to war with one another as well, mainly because some of them actually, had treaties with the British, and some of them had treaties with the French back in the French and Indian Wars. So that entire area, there's a lot of history in that area. There's a lot of supposed ghost activity that has been in that area. Now, with all of those theories set aside, I do have to question, and I hope that everybody that hears this questions as well, why was it so important to force eminent domain to, turn it into a park? Why did they do that with a lot of places? So there are a lot of the national park system is steeped in in general, all around the United States, is steeped in a lot of secrecy, I guess, is the best way to put it. Now, with that being said, there are theories with a lot of the national parks about things such as feral people and stuff like that, cannibals. And that's why, part of the reason why, some people theorize that the national park system was set up, which could actually go hand in hand with the idea of the mutated people from the chemicals being dumped in the dump. Now, also in that area, the whole Cuyahoga Valley, the river valley, there are a lot of sightings of Sasquatch. Now in Ohio, they call Sasquatch the green man or the grass man, depending on where you're actually at, because I guess he must move slower or something, and his grows algae on his hair, or it's the color of the water, or whatever, I don't know. But which that could be a topic for another day as well. Actually, it probably will be. Now, let's go ahead and step back a little bit and go back to the beginning with just the political side of it. We had a sitting president enacted eminent domain to take it. Now, some people theorize that there has been minerals found there, and that's why they wanted the area cleared out, so that they could pull these minerals, whatever they may be, whether it be minerals that could be used in like bombs or armament of some sort. I'm not sure about that, but I do know that there have also been theories that the government still to this day does testing of different types around the area. So with that being said, what do you guys think? We'll just go ahead and have some leave it in the comments, whatever your thoughts in that portion of the program are. Or send me an email if you don't feel comfortable leaving a public comment. The other thing, people have claimed to have seen a creature that we know is the Wendigo. Now, the Wendigo in Native American lore was a human that was possessed by some sort of supernatural being, whether it be a demon or something of that nature, and they are basically a cannibal. And how they became possessed was they at some point in their life were forced to take on the act of cannibalism, and that opened their soul up to be taken over by the evil spirit that is the Wendigo. And it's claimed that they're extremely hard to kill, and they're very strong, and that they can actually shapeshift. And typically when they shapeshift into a victim that they had come into contact with. And that's just one other theory. And it could also go back to the Bigfoot as well, because there are areas in the Pacific Northwest where the government has basically attempted to close it off from people going into these areas. And most of them have largely been areas with a lot of Bigfoot activity in the past. So that's also a big theory, and I also have the theory that the reason, the whole Bigfoot topic, people are laughed out of the park with it, is because if some sort of creature like that were to become known widespread, that the government's going to lose out on a lot of money, and they just don't want it to be known, because they're going to lose tax revenue from people doing mining operations. They're going to lose tax revenue from people going in camping and hiking, recreational stuff, logging operations. They're going to lose a lot of money from that. Just some of my thoughts, and that could be something in the Cuyahoga Valley Park area or the Helltown area. I think that's probably where we're going to leave it at today. We're going to keep this one kind of short and sweet. But guys, if you like today's video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. 29 more people. We'll be at the 100 mark, 29 more subscribers, and we'll be preparing for our live stream video. Ask me anything type video, and we'll just talk about whatever comes up. So do me another favor, ring the bell so you get notified every time a video comes up, and all of that helps out. I appreciate all your support so far, and I appreciate being able to do this for you guys. So, just like always, do me a favor. Love yourselves, love each other. Peace out.